It is about Russia, says Major General Soren Andersen, warning that Moscow could shift military resources from Ukraine to other theaters, including the Arctic, opening a dangerous new front in the high north.
We have a very close relationship with the US military, so I will not go into the political side of it. For me, it is about Russia. It is about what's going on in Ukraine. We see how Russia is conducting war in Ukraine. And when the war in Ukraine is over, hopefully with a good result for Ukraine, it is our expectation that Russia will move the resources that have been using in Ukraine on other theaters, and that is also including in the Arctic. That I've been commander up here for 2.5 years. I haven't seen any Russia or Chinese combat ships up here. We see, of course, that China and Russia is working together in the Arctic Ocean. Of course, it's 1,000 nautical miles from here, but we have seen that, and that is a new normal, I will say. So there has been a change for Russia and China in the Arctic Ocean. So we share the concern with US, with Canada and other Arctic states that Russia and China are working together in the Arctic Ocean. And if we are going to defend NATO's northern flank, we simply have to step up. We have to work together. I think there's no immediate threat from Russia right now, so we are looking into a potential threat. So we have time to step up, but we simply also have to do it. We are conducting an exercise up here called Arctic Endurance. It is an exercise that will be running over or throughout the 2026 and also maybe next year as well, where we increased our presence here in and around Greenland. And we do that with Danish troops, but also with allied troops. And for the moment we have Danish army troops up here, and we have French commandos up here.
Like the rest of the world, we have been following the situation around Greenland, and note that the situation is quite contradictory. We proceed from the assumption that Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. We have heard statements from Denmark and Greenland that Greenland isn't up for sale, and we also heard statements from Washington that it's formulating offers to purchase Greenland in some form.
The Kremlin says it is watching closely. As NATO forces land on the frozen terrain of Greenland, Russia is calling the situation extraordinary, warning that the Arctic is fast becoming the next global flashpoint. European allies are deploying troops to the self-governing Danish territory in a show of unity not against Moscow, but against something far more disruptive: US President Donald Trump's push to bring Greenland under US control. For Russia, the message is unmistakable. The Kremlin has dismissed Trump's claim that Moscow or Beijing would eventually seize Greenland if Washington does not act. Instead, Russian officials accuse NATO of provocation and promise a response. Moscow says it will strengthen its defense capabilities and expand Arctic infrastructure, signaling that any shift in the region's balance of power will not go unanswered. This situation is unusual, even extraordinary from the standpoint of international law, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said. He suggested Trump views international law as irrelevant, warning that the world is now moving along another trajectory.
The situation is unusual, I would even say extraordinary from the point of view of international law. But, on the other hand, President Trump himself has said that international law isn't a priority substance for him, and so the situation is developing on some other trajectory, and we will be watching, along with the rest of the world, which trajectory.